Well, hello there, friends. It's Traci Raether from Plum Crazy Stamping, and today is August 9th, 2023, and it's time for Facebook Live. During the month of August, Stampin' Up! Is celebrating their kits collection, and so they are offering a discount up to 30% on any kits purchased during the month of August. So I thought I would feature some of these kits so you could actually see what a kit is and what's included, so you could decide if this is something that you would like for yourself, for someone in your life, or if you want to get an early start on your Christmas shopping. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip the camera down so you can see my desktop. And I just want to remind you, as you're hopping aboard, please let me know who you are, where you're watching from in the comments. And also, if you have any questions or feedback, please share that in the comments as well. And if you are watching this on replay, please do that, because I continue to monitor the broadcast and I will answer or respond to any of your feedback. So let's go ahead, put the camera down here, and see what we're going to get started with today. All right, let me just catch up my computer here so that I can see your comments. All right, wonderful. So hi, Kelly and Donna, so nice to see you here. And let's get started. So the first kit that I'm going to share with you today is called Notes of Cheer. And the awesome thing about this kit is, all right, kits come in a box just like Paper Pumpkin, but there's something always available. It is not in the monthly subscription like Paper Pumpkin, but they do have the same nice boxes that you can store your cards in or other things, so they're very convenient. For an example, this usually costs $13, this kit. This is a non-stamping kit. It has die cuts that you just put together, and it's selling for $11.70 this month as an example of the discount. Now, I think as you look at this, I think this is the perfect kit for those daughters, granddaughters, or any other friends in our life that are just trying to get started with card making, because this kit makes it easy. Plus, it's so bright and cheerful. So within the kit, I'm going to show you that we get the envelopes, we get the die cuts, we get sentiments, and we get the adhesive and gems to put this together, all right? And so we're going to go ahead and just follow the directions. This kit has 3 different projects, so we'll go ahead and start with project number 1. Very easy directions. So in the kit, as far as the adhesives, they have provided like mini glue dots. You could use your tape runner if you want to, or the Seal or Seal Plus. And they also provided dimensionals. And then, like I said, they give us these little adhesive dots. All right, so I have my initial card base here, which is already scored. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my bone folder to make sure that I have it folded properly. Then I have the butterfly die cut, which I think is just so gorgeous. So I'm going to turn this over and I'm just going to add the dimensionals as the instructions have indicated, and just put a dimensional on each corner of this. It's actually a full card front die cut with the butterflies. Go ahead and take the little paper adhesive covering off of our dimensionals. All right, and then we're going to just center that right in the middle of this card front. I don't know about you, as August is coming, I love seeing these bright colors. I'm seeing more butterflies around. it really is making my day outside my window when I see the butterflies. Oh, and then there are little things that need to be poked out of this die cut, so my Take Your Pick tool to the rescue here to get that done. Sometimes they don't want to come off. They have a little attached piece of paper. There we go. One side's done, and I'll just pop these other ones out of this side. Hi, Mary Ellen. Oh, Donna, I'm so glad to hear that your granddaughter made this kit and that it was beautiful. I totally agree. Well, that was the perfect gift from a grandma, for sure. Like I said, this is a perfect kit for a beginning crafter or someone that likes this design and just wants an easy project, right? We can all use that on certain days. All right, let me go ahead and I'm just going to put the dimensionals on there. All right. So you're on my mind and in my heart, and I'm going to put that right down here towards the bottom. And then the last thing is to do some of our embellishments. And once again, the Take My Pick tool, Take Your Pick tool, is the best thing to just get these in the right place and off of the little piece of plastic that's included. We're going to do 5. So kind of remember that law of odd just seem to go better when you are adding embellishments. So many times I'll use 3. This one is a 5. Yep, 4, and here is the 5th one. There we go. All right. Now that is card 1, and this kit includes 3 of these cards. So total there will be 9 cards in here, and then nice smooth cardstock inside here to add a greeting. And you could always use any of your other stamps, whether they be butterflies or sentiments, to add in here before you would pop this in the mail. All right. Oh, and this is the beautiful envelope that goes with this one. So let me go ahead and just set that aside. And now we're going to go on to number 2. And this one, oh my gosh, this is the one that caught my eye. The card itself is actually a butterfly die cut in those beautiful colors. Hi, Ethel. Hi, Betty. So this, just folding it on the score line that they've already put onto this die cut. And so this is actually the card. Look at the beautiful envelope that goes with it. And then we have You Make Life Brighter, and that's beautiful pink. I don't know about you, but young girls and the color pink seem to go together. It's either that or purple. Well, then, you know, they've taken my heart when they tell me it's purple. I guess pink is close enough. And the whole rage right now with the Barbie movie, pink seems to be everywhere. So on here, I think it's really pretty. Okay, so we've got our dimensionals on our sentiment that's going to go all the way across this card. All right, and so then I'm just going to line it up here towards the base. And I did put my dimensionals in a little bit so that they wouldn't be sticky on this back side, since this does, you know, go over the side, but then will fit in the envelope. And let's go ahead and add the gems to this one. Who doesn't need a little sparkle on their butterflies, right? I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I loved glitter. There'd be glitter everywhere when I would be doing a project. So I love that these gems have their own adhesive on and not necessarily end up all over the place. Every once in a while, and I'm sure you're aware, I use glitter. But Yeah, it kind of ends up everywhere. Let's see, we'll put another one up here. There we go. So we've got our butterfly card done. And goes on the pink envelope. And once again, there are 3 of those in this kit. So let's go ahead and take a peek at the very last card in this project. I want to make sure I'm up high enough so you guys can see this. There we go. Okay, so now this is a all white card base. And remember where the score line is, where the bump is up, is where you fold towards the bump. It just seems that that's the opposite of how you should do it, but that's how the score line works best. All right, and then we've got, look at this beautiful die cut. So in the corners here where there's like a little sunburst, there's enough room to put these little adhesive dots, so I'm going to put those right in the corners. To hold this onto the card front. All right, and then the Take Your Pick tool is great at taking the adhesive covering off of these dots too. I can't tell you how much I miss my, I usually have longer fingernails, but I have been working in the flowers, in the garden, and right now I don't have them, and I really miss it because getting those little adhesive things off was very helpful to just be able to do that with your nail. Okay, so this is going to be a landscape card, and so now I'm just going to center this, and I'm not going to press until I feel like I've got it in the right place. And then I'll go ahead and press down the sides. And then they have a double sentiment here. So the smaller one is going to go underneath, and then the navy or the Night of Navy is going to go on top of it. So I'm going to just slide this one up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and use those dots again. And I am kind of doing this in the opposite direction that they are showing us in the instructions. They did the larger one first. I think either way works fine. So the smaller sentiment label is going to be flat to the card. And then the larger one is actually going to be popped up with dimensionals. It'll add a little more interest to the front of this card by doing the 2 sentiments and then doing them at 2 different heights on the card. Okay. Hi, Roberta. Kathy, hello. Carol, nice to see you. All right, let's go ahead now. I'm going to kind of keep this where it will be in the center. Gives me just a place to make sure I can put my other one down here in the center. So make that straight, and then I'll go ahead and just put the second sentiment across the top of that. And then we'll go ahead and add our gems again. I like that they have the 2 sizes of gems included in this kit. It does add a little bit of variety. So using the 5, you know, makes sense when you have the 2 sizes. I think I'll use one bigger one right here. Oops. Okay, so there we have the third card in here, and with this blue envelope. So I like that they even varied the envelopes here for the 3 projects. And, you know, this also could be given once you've made this. This would be a nice little gift set to give to someone for, you know, a birthday or something, so that they could share it with their friends. So that's also a way that you could pass along a little stamping happiness, right? All right, so that's the 1 card set. I'm just going to set that aside now so I can show you another kit. Once again, this one was called Note of Cheer, right? Make sure I'm saying that correctly. Notes of Cheer. Okay. Get that out of the way. And now I'm going to bring in a different kind of kit. Now this one is actually a stamping kit, okay? So that means obviously we're going to get stamps. So this is much like Paper Pumpkin. You get a stamp set. Now I have some of these stamps already mounted on the acrylic block to share with you today. But inside the box, in the stamping kit, you end up getting an acrylic block to mount your stamps. You end up getting an ink spot to, you know, do your stamping. So this one I'm going to actually open up. This is the big mystery I'm having today. My Coastal Cabana stamp pad has gone missing. So where it is and where I've put it, I don't know. I looked for it for a good 20 minutes and I finally said, well, I'm just going to use the stamping spot today, because, you know, a lot of times I just save these for when I go on props, etc. But there we go. So this is just a small ink pad. We'll be using that today. And then the other pieces here I already have out of here. So let me just, I'm going to get the box out of the way actually. Okay, so this one also has gems as a part of the kit, and then more adhesive. And this time we're getting some dimensionals that are actually strips, little small strips. Okay, and this kit, called Light the Candles, is actually 8 birthday cards. And let's see, just like any other kit or Paper Pumpkin, we've got all of the pieces that are identified on the back cover, and I've already organized them into the projects. You can look at these QR codes and actually watch a video of someone doing this if you would be getting this for the first time. This is using Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Magenta Madness, Mango Melody, and Night of Navy. So really bright colors and very fun. All right, let's go. And once again, very easy. It first tells you for project 1, you'll need all these parts and pieces. For project 2, you'll need these, which I've already put together for us. So I'm going to just put project 1 out here, and we'll set project 2 aside. And then we have the directions. I'll tell you, they have made major improvements in these directions. It wasn't long ago, maybe a year, a little bit more perhaps, these were in black and white. Now that you see them in color, oh, it makes it so much easier. Black and white was okay, but these colored directions really help a lot. Okay, so we've got our card base here. I'm just going to use my bone folder. Now today, I am not making alternatives. There is definitely an opportunity in these kits to make additional cards. So like I said, the kit is created to make 4 cards. But if you cut this card base in half, trimmed it a little bit, and then put it on either white cardstock or one of these other colors, you would have, you know, a beautiful card front for 2 cards, and then you could continue to use stamps to make the candles, because this beautiful die cut is here, right? And then they have another die cut that's going to go over it as a part of this kit. Now, you wouldn't need to put these designs on top of here. You could just have plain candles, or you could use some stencils you have to actually put designs over candles if you were making additional cards. So just kind of food for thought. Maybe you want to get more out of this than 8 cards. Maybe you're fine with it being 8 cards. So I am going to do it though the way that it's designed this time and not be pulling it apart like I do so many other times. I kind of like to get the most out of it, but I think these are so pretty. I just want to go with it. And I like that they've got this all set and it saves me time. Just like everyone, sometimes I got to just go with what is very available to kind of get some things done in a timely fashion. When I get creating my cards, well, you know, time can fly. So some days that's what I'm up for. All right, we've got all those little dot backings off of here. Now this is actually, if you can see it, it's kind of glittery. And I think this is probably the same audience. Brand new stampers, younger teens, preteens, or if you are the person making cards for young folks, these colors are so fun. All right, now this is where we're going to actually use the dimensionals to pop this whole part up a bit. So let me get the dimensionals out of, just get this started to get them peeled out of here. Once you get it going, it goes well. Take a couple strips maybe at a time and then separate them. And I'm going to put this all the way around on all 4 sides of this die cut. And you don't have to go all the way to the edges. This will have it standing up just fine. Now, if you were doing something where you're doing a window sheet and making a shaker card, this is the kind of dimensional that you might like to use, but then you have to make sure that you're putting them right next to each other and closing it so whatever you're putting inside the shaker card doesn't come out. And make sure this is not going to be seen on the other side. There we go. Okay. Take that one off, and let's do our last side here with the dimensional. Big thing is this is needing to get right along the side so it doesn't show. There we go. Okay. So then the thing is, remember when I place this down, I'm not going to press right away. I'm going to set it there, make sure it's straight on all corners before I press. And that looks good. So then I'll just go along where the lines are and press the sides down. And now we've got, you know, the height. And that just adds so much to a card when you've got some dimension. All right, now let's do a little stamping. And I do have photopolymer stamps, so I am going to get out my pierce mat here. And you just get a little scrap paper here. Now, this isn't me going off of the sentiment labels. I just like it for the grid. I try to keep things as straight as I can. We're going to take our Coastal Cabana little stamp here. These are longer greetings. So I like to take the ink to the stamp upside down because I can get a very good look at how I'm inking up my sentiment and hopefully not getting ink on the edges of the stamp. So there we go with that. Let me look. in the light here. Just know these are the first times I'm using these, so we've talked about conditioning your stamps. So when I put them on the blocks, kind of wipe my finger along them really good. You could stamp this and then wash it off and then stamp it again to make sure that you get good coverage. I guess I'm feeling brave today and just going to have the fact that I wiped it with my finger, you know, be enough of conditioning for it. We'll see how that works out. So there we go with our hip hip hooray. I always have my Simply Chamois nearby to wash my stamps as I go. And then let's go ahead and ink up this smaller one. The one thing that I do like about these stamping spots is inking up these very small sentiments is so much easier with a spot than the whole ink pad. I might actually do this in the ink pad the other direction, you know, like this, if I were doing it on a regular pad. Okay, I can see that that one is inked up. I'm going to go ahead and center that. Try not to get my head in there. And we've got Today's Your Day. All right, so let's go ahead and now add the adhesive to our sentiment labels. Let's see, they're suggesting that on the largest one and the smallest that we just used the adhesive dot. So that's what I'm going to do here. Once again, making different heights. And then I'm going to go ahead on the dark blue, put 3 of these. We'll just go ahead and get these little pieces of paper off of them. Well, and I want to let you know that I have been working on improving my website and actually getting some of my videos on YouTube. So I would encourage you to take a peek. Find me under Plum Crazy Stamping and go ahead and subscribe so you know when I'll be adding videos on there. And on my website, I'll be sharing promotional information. I'll be sharing stamping information, card tutorials, a card gallery so you can get ideas, all kinds of new things. So please take a peek, and hopefully you'll find it helpful, and I'd really appreciate your feedback. And also, I'm going to put out a scavenger hunt for the new website, and I'm going to be doing some prize drawings for people that go ahead and do that and share their feedback with me. So that will be coming. All right, I am layering. Oops, that one went a little crooked. Layering that there. Now, if you're having the situation I'm having right now, I'm actually going to fix that with a little bitty piece of the edge of one of my dimensionals because it is not staying in place. So I'm going to give it just a little support under here. I think I'll place it under here with my take your pick tool. See, it's not staying in place. I think having this right there is going to help. There. Now it's actually attached and it's staying in place. So there is card 1 of this kit. And once again, the very nice smooth inside that you could choose to add more stamps or, you know, just leave white and write your greeting inside. So that is one. And then look at this beautiful envelope behind it. All right, let's get to the second one. Leave that one there. And let's get the instructions for card 2. All right, let's see if I'm missing other comments here. Bonita, hello. Kelly, hi. Donna, thanks for reaching out there, saying hi, hello. All right, so this second one, another very pretty card base. Once again, you could certainly make it 2 card fronts if you wanted to get more out of this set. This one's going to be a portrait card. We have some stamping to do. Let's go ahead and get some of our stamping done. So we're going to stamp right on this, and we're going to stamp on this very small circle for our sentiment. So let's get the Pierce mat back out here and go ahead and do our stamping before we start putting the card together. And we have some polka dots. I always like polka dots and splatters. It always just helps jazz things up a little bit or cover some area where there just doesn't seem to be anything. So the opportunity here is to get a little bit more decoration around this cake. Believe it or not, but the cake has that glitter paper design on it. It is so pretty. Let's see, we'll put those there. Okay, so we've got some of that polka dot design on that. I'm going to go ahead and wash that stamp. Let's go ahead and do our sentiment. The thing I like with these kits, I will save these stamp sets in the same recipe box where I save all my paper pumpkin stamp sets and be able to use them for card making, you know, always. And what I love is they have a lot of sentiments in these kits, and they're really nice. So I actually sometimes just go and use those sentiments because they're so compact in my little recipe box. I don't have to haul much larger stamp sets with me if I am out and about doing stamping. All right, we've got these done. Set that aside. And now I'm going to go ahead and assemble the card. And we'll start by just putting the 4 adhesive dots here on the corners of this card front. Do any of you do anything to index your paper pumpkin sentiments and or stamps or kits? I know the kits collection is newer. Right now I do not have them filed. I, look through them. I'm thinking about maybe making index cards to do that. Now you can print out actually a stamping case insert for paper pumpkin. I don't know about doing that for kits at this point. I think you might have to make your own index. But anyway, however it works, I think the most important thing is using it. Okay, we're going to go ahead, and this is going to go on top of this, but we are going to do the same thing with the dimensionals here that we did with the last card to pop this up. So I'm going to go along the sides. I'll tell you, it's very nice to have these strips. Sometimes I use the sides of my, when I get the round dimensionals, I'll save the edges for things like this. but it's really nice to have some of these on hand. All right, so then, let's see here. I am actually going to put this on the top here. And now the directions are telling me to actually cut one of these in half. I don't want to use my good scissors, so I have one that I do all kinds of things with. Let me just get that out here and cut this in half. Might get a little adhesive on it. And now I'm going to put it on the piece of cake in between the layers here. Okay. There we go. Now, you know, I don't know why. They don't have one on the bottom. I just want to set this here. Okay, so that'll all attach. I'm going to put one on the bottom. They don't have it on their example, but I think that's kind of odd. So I'm going to use my artistic or card making judgment here and add it on the bottom so that it is all the same height. Okay. So we've got that. And then I'll go ahead and pull this off. So I think it's nice, this one, because this center will stay up and not get flattened down because we've done something in between the cake layers here. All right, so let's just lightly put this in place. Press where the layers are. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and put the base down here. Little backup banner with just some glue dots. And then we're going to put, actually, I'm going to use round dimensionals on our little circle here. You could just use, because the kit only has the little lines, you could cut that up, but I'd rather save those for when I need the long lines. So we'll just take and use our other dimensionals from our other set that we did today. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this right here on the side. And then put the circle with the sentiment right in the center of that. And then here I'm going to actually do the gems. I didn't put it on the last card, so let's get them embellished properly. I got these little things all over the place here. All right, so, and right in the middle of the candle, let's put a little bling there. And let me go ahead, so this one is going to have this envelope, gorgeous. And let's go ahead and add the bling as it's been designed on each of these candles. Wow. Every one of the candles gets a glitter gem here. They have the gold tinge to them. They're very pretty. All right. Now that really does add something. Sorry, I forgot the first time around. All right, so that is Light the Candles kit. So let me set those up there. And we've got this, and then I can bring back these three. Now, in a little more than a half hour, I was able to create 5 cards. Very easy, not stressful, relaxing, and I've got some beautiful things to throw in the mail or to share with someone who's just wanting to start out in crafting. And I can't remember, I think it's 13 something for this kit instead of 15, something in that neighborhood. So also very reasonable when you're thinking basically a couple dollars for a very beautiful and unique card. And if you wanted to change them a little the way that you like them, then they'll be even more unique. So let's just see if there's any other questions. And those are just two of the kits, and watch for some more during this month of August. I will be sharing them with you so that you can actually see them and not just a picture in the catalog, or actually, I'm sorry, online. That's how you will find these, is they are in my online Stampin' Up store for Traci Raether at Plum Crazy Stamping. Actually, my email is Traci, Traci, at plumcrazystamping.com. So if you have questions or you would like to order this and need my help to do that, don't hesitate to contact me. And thank you for joining me on Facebook Live today, and I'll look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Take care and happy stamping, friends. Bye-bye.